Hi, can you tell us your name?
Hi, I'm Joseph Azapardi.
Can you tell us briefly what happened while you were on vacation in Australia?
Sure I can. Just a little information before that. About a year and a half before my trip to Australia, I packed up everything I owned in Canada, packed it into a container, spent about $8,000, shipped it down to Costa Rica, and I moved here to start my dream. After about a year and a half here of, purchasing a car, purchasing a motorcycle, trying to get my business opened up, retaining a location for the restaurant I was about to open, I decided I had done enough work and I wanted to go on a little vacation and go see my family in Australia. So I did. Once in Australia, a month off the plane, unfortunately, there was a home invasion on my father's house where I was impaled through my left arm, had my arm fractured in 19 places. I got a surgical scar going from wrist to elbow, 2 metal plates, 19 fractures and 23 screws, as well as this finger here being approximately 60% paralyzed, this one being 50 and this one being maybe 40. But I've lost sensitization and feeling in 3 of my fingers, and I don't have the same rotation in the wrist or use of my arm anymore.
How exactly does this affect your life?
Oh gee, I can count the ways that it's affected my life. I was a lifelong practitioner and teacher of martial arts, which is a career I've now had to give up on. It's a way that I made a living for 30 years in my life. And I can no longer do any of that anymore. My passion is gone. Number 2, driving. I had to sell my car. Why? I can drive an automatic car now, but my car was manual. And not only did I have to sell it because it was manual, but because I'm hungry. I'm homeless almost here. I'm broke.
What exactly do you do in Costa Rica?
Well, I was in the process of opening up a restaurant, a sushi restaurant on the beach. That was the plan. I'm a little older now. I was involved in security a lot of my life, took a lot of injuries to my body. And I didn't want injuries like this anymore. I didn't want to go into my old age hurting and in pain with arthritis. I wanted to open up a nice restaurant, and I wanted to sit back and live a little bit of an easier life. And how has it affected my life? Once again, had to sell my car, had to sell my motorcycle, can't drive a motorcycle no more. Okay, I can't even brake. I can't do nothing with this hand, not the way I used to. In the first 2 years, it was simple things like putting on my socks or trying to wipe my own rear end, or trying to initially get behind the wheel of a car. Didn't happen. I got into 2 car accidents. Thank God I didn't kill anybody.
So during this time, you didn't make any money? You weren't able to make any money, I'd say?
Unfortunately, I'm not a rock star, porn star, or movie star. I don't have the ability, unless I use my back and my 2 strong arms that God gave me, to make a living. Whether it was martial arts or construction, those were my 2 mainstay trades my whole life. And they were the way I made a living, which were 2 healthy hands and a strong back. And I don't have that anymore.
So what was the Australian government's response of you being a victim in their country?
Well, initially, Victims of Violent Crime was very good to me. Within the first week, they gave me a payout. Okay, and this payout was enough to buy me a plane ticket and get me home here. Since getting home, they haven't been reasonable, accessible, or agreeable to helping me in any way, shape, or form. Every time I put in a claim through the internet or made a phone call to try to see what was going on with my file, I keep getting put off and told to wait. And then what was really funny is about a year after my claim, they put a notice up on their website that it's a 31-month waiting list now. And originally I was told 2 to 4 months after conviction of the offender by both of my workers, Rachel and Sabine. But since forth I've been told that that's no longer true and that it may be up to a 31-month waiting list. But oh, don't worry, not for you, is what they tell me. But month after month keeps going by. I keep getting further into debt. I'm now 3 months behind on my rent. I've had to sell my car, sell my and I have no more assets to sell. I've got nothing left to sell to try to survive with. So how have they treated me? Victims of Violent Crime Compensation? Like a dog. Like a dog that's broken its leg and has no health care, so let's just put him down.